Yo, what's up? Duff here. Live to you, coming to you from Southwest Florida. It's a Tuesday night. How often do you get a Tuesday night stream? Not very much. And the only reason you're getting one tonight is because this is actually the end of my weekend. I took Tuesday off. We had Monday off for Labor Day. So this is the end of my 4-day weekend. Didn't do anything. Well, shouldn't say that. I post a lot of content with my H2S printer, which is printing right off screen to my left. Print a lot of or post a lot of content about that, but not much about PEV stuff, and that's primarily because I haven't really been writing because of recovery from my skin cancer surgery. We'll get into all of that fun stuff, but let's see who's in here so far. This is another stream with very little notice. I decided to do it roughly not even 90 minutes ago. Oh, my hair is looking fantastic, man. Wow, look. Yeah, I haven't gotten a haircut because I've been waiting for this to heal more, too. But anyways, all right, so we got Spartacus here. Welcome, Spartacus. I have an axe to grind. As I said in the chat, there's lots of things that I could grind axes about. There's behind the scenes stuff that I could talk about in various subjects, but we're not going to do that because that's sensationalism, right? That's sensationalism, or just I don't know. That's what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is right now. I guess I need to drink some Cayman Jack. I wasn't going to even drink any alcohol at all, actually, because I do have to go to work tomorrow. And even though I was off today, I did actually have to remote into the office and was doing things probably for 2 or 3 hours to handle a couple of responsibilities that need to be handled this time of year. But yeah, got it done. Who else we got here? Rexy World. What's up? Rexy World from Australia. You're home this time? Nice. Yeah, you are normally out and about, it seems. What did I do to my head? Well, technically, I didn't do it. A dermatologist did it. I had skin cancer removal surgery done. Boy, what was the date? It was back beginning of August. I think the first week of August, like right at the beginning. Had skin cancer surgery. You can't really see it. It's over here. It's right over here. I actually don't have it covered right now. And I think the last live stream I had a Band-Aid on still, I think. And it's finally gotten to the point where I don't need to do that. But it was a rather large spot that was cut out. And long story short, when the stitches were removed, the incision was not totally closed, and it kind of opened up. So ever since then, we've been going through a wound care routine where you have to basically just be patient and wait for it to close on its own naturally, which is it's a pain in the ass. It's cut down on my PEV riding because I can't really wear a helmet. Stopped playing pickleball because being all sweaty and having sweat go into an open wound is anti-productive to healing. And yeah, that's another reason you've been seeing a lot of printer content, because I can still work on 3D printers without any impact to my head. So that's what's been going on. I've never had one that's been this difficult to heal from. Usually the stitches come out, it's a little red around there, but nothing major, and it heals. But this has been like a month-long process. I've never had to go through this, and I've had no shit, probably 15 skin cancer surgeries, with my first one occurring in my 30s. And coincidentally, or not so coincidentally, this is the first one that I had a different dermatologist actually perform the procedure. I'm not sure if it's something that he did differently in the procedure, or just the fact that it was a big wound and it was tough to keep closed. I don't know. All I know is with future skin cancer surgeries, I'm going to try to make sure I get my original dermatologist. because I don't like not being able to do what I normally do. And this is definitely for really the past month has impacted all of it. And also volleyball. I can't play volleyball either, because again, get all sweaty, sandy. You don't want that stuff going into an open wound. But like I said, it's not really open anymore. So I think I'm on the other side of that finally. When I'm going to the gym, yeah, I've been working out all along, but I haven't been doing hard cardio that makes you sweaty. So, and sometimes it's hard to self discipline yourself when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I just kind of try to focus on the big picture, and I don't want this to go on forever. So, if I don't want it to go on forever, I need to take the steps to make sure that it actually heals like it's supposed to. So that's the deal with my head. PJ's here. What's up? What's up, PJ? I don't know. Did you? I think you commented on one of my videos recently, PJ. I think. Welcome. Like I said, this is a no notice live stream. So participation will probably not be strong, but with most of my live streams, most of the views come on the playback, anyways. Most people watch it after the fact, anyway. So not a big deal to me, at least. Not a big deal. I have been continuing to listen to my old live streams. I think I'm up to live stream number. It's weird. It's weird because as I go back, I remember like the series of events. Like I used to do a live stream when I was with Cindy. I used to do a live stream religiously every 2 weeks on a Sunday evening, and that was because that was a time frame that actually I established with Marty when Marty originally was doing live streams with me, and we picked that time slot, and then I just maintained that time slot, and I kept doing it every Sunday night for every 2 weeks, pretty religiously for like 20 shows or so. And then based on what I was hearing, I don't remember all the details exactly, but based on what I was saying on the shows, it sounded like because I wasn't seeing a growth in participation, I got away from that. And the current show I'm listening to is actually one right as COVID was coming around, so that's been kind of interesting listening to the thoughts about COVID, both from me and the audience before it became 2 years of just hell. So I don't know, it's been interesting for me to go back and listen. But one of the things again that I picked up from my old live streams that I hadn't been doing for a long time is actually trying to form my thoughts a little bit ahead of time, come up with some notes that I use just to keep me going. If I don't have a lot of participation in the chat for some reason, I have my notes that I can talk about. Oh, and in addition to my head thing, I have this other thing going on, skin related, where I have like a rash. And I don't think it shows up. You can see a little bit on the camera. I almost was going to turn on the beauty filter in StreamYard, but I didn't. Little rash around my eyes, kind of goes like here and over here. I've been treating it with some ointment that the dermatologist gave me a while ago, and it seems like it kind of keeps it down. But like if I forget to use it, it can get really red and looks like a nasty rash, almost like I don't know, almost kind of like poison ivy. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. He gave me that ointment with the hope that it would just treat it and it would go away, and it has not gone away. So do I feel like digging into that deeper right now to figure out what's going on? No. No. So I'm just going to keep treating it with ointment and hope that it goes away. And if it doesn't, then I guess maybe next time I go to the dermatologist for my checkup, I'll talk to him more about it. But kind of sick of dealing with wellness issues right now. Kind of sick of it. All right. Rexy says, don't think we'll be seeing Dale today. Arrived in Brisbane last night, and I bet my lefty he is going to E-Riders to get his Oryx. Oh, really? Nice. I didn't know E-Riders was in Brisbane. I'm still kind of surprised that Dale got an Oryx. I mean, I understand because the PEV is really his only source of transportation other than public transportation. I mean, I understand that part of it. but it's such a different wheel from all. I mean, the biggest wheel he ever had was the Lynx, and I mean, this is just, it's a massive wheel, massive wheel. So it'll be interesting to get his feedback on it for sure. And I guess he was trying to sell his patent. I'm not sure if he did, to help facilitate getting the Oryx. And I know what he paid for his Oryx, and it was really, he got a really good deal. So I can understand that part of it as well. PJ, PJ, you like leading me there. There's axes I could grind, but I won't. PJ says, been meaning to ask you, what do you think about Dawn's purchase of her new Falcon? I assume you mean the Panther, PJ? The Panther. I don't think you mean a Falcon. I think you mean the Panther. I know a lot of people aren't too happy about it. I'll raise my hand. I'm not happy about it either. I don't believe she actually purchased it, even though I think she didn't really. I don't. In the video I saw about it, I don't think she actually said who purchased it, but I'm pretty sure a third party purchased that for her. What do I think about it? I've talked about this in the other live streams, recent live streams. I think she's getting some encouragement and bad advice from people, and it's almost like they don't think that she's worthwhile unless she's riding a wheel. Kind of. That's kind of the way I look at it. It's like if she's not riding a wheel, then there's something. I don't know. I don't want to hang out with her if she's not riding a wheel, and I think that's unfortunate because, even though she with all of the injuries that she's had, and she's done a really good job with getting through her day to day. But I mean, Dawn has a history. This wasn't like the first time she's crashed when she had her really horrible crash in February. She has a history of crashing, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when she crashes again. And with the physical state she's in, to crash again would just be insane. What's that saying? The definition of, let's see, hold on, let me just, hold on. I want to give an accurate statement here. Yes, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results, and that's kind of what I think is going on there. So, but I haven't commented positive or negatively on her videos. Dawn is very stubborn. She's going to do what she wants to do. I just think that I don't know. I think different choices could be made. But I think that certain people out there are pushing her in a certain direction. And I mean, she's an adult, so she can make her own decisions, and she's decided that she wants to embrace that. So hopefully nothing bad happens. Rexy says, all things going well and picking up a secondhand Lynx. Oh, nice. Secondhand Lynx. I don't think Dale will like the Oryx other than the range benefit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious what Dale will say. PJ says, the fact that she has collected tens of thousands of dollars to help with her medical bills, and one of the first things she does buy is a new wheel. Not sure how I feel about that. Well, again, PJ, I don't think that she wants to give specifics on where that wheel was funded by. I don't think it came out of her GoFundMe. I don't know that for a fact. And if that was true, yes. That's a very bad optic. That's a very, very bad optic. If that actually happened, but I'm pretty sure it didn't. So yeah, it's just there's a lot of things going on in that situation that I don't agree with, but it's out of my control. PJ says if the wheel was free, I guess it's a moot point. I don't know. I don't know that she. I don't know that it's just the cost. I think it's the idea that she's being encouraged to ride a wheel, and now that is the biggest wheel ever that she's ridden. She has double vision. She has all the issues with her shoulders and her elbows, and she's on a Panther. 100 and how much does a Panther weigh? Was it 118 pounds? Damn close to what she does. So yeah. Spartacus, thanks, buddy. Yep, just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth, but it's just my opinion. Oh, Larry's here. Larry, of course, Larry knows the quote. Yes, definition of insanity is repeating the same behavior and expecting a different result. Exactly. You know, I don't know. Like I've had situations where you know, something significant happened, and yeah, and with negative outcomes. And you know what? I have done things since then to try to prevent that from happening again, because I don't know, because I try, at least I try to learn from my past mistakes, but you know, but whatever. Simon's here. What's up, buddy? Simon from Simon channel member, Simon from Australia. Larry says people don't want to deal with their own mortality frailty, so they pretend it doesn't exist for themselves and others. Yeah, well, that's accurate. But and I have an opinion that changes based on the situation. If you are that way and you have a who cares attitude about your own wellness or safety, that's fine. It's fine. It's your life, right? But when you have other people that depend on you, care about you, love you, and you have that attitude, I don't think that's a great thing, right? It's not a great thing. If I have someone that really cares about me, and I'm not doing things to try to make sure that I'm around for them, I don't think that's a positive thing. Again, my opinion. But yeah, I think if you have an attitude like you don't give a shit what happens to you, then as long as it's just you that it affects, then that's fine. But if that's not the case, then it's not so good. PJ, yeah, I think you're right. I think that was Einstein that said that. PJ, I believe you're right about that. My UC Journey is here, gentlemen. What's up? So, like I said, I've done literally next to no electric unicycle riding. I've literally done no electric unicycle riding, now that I think about it, since the last live stream a little over 2 weeks ago. I have been doing a lot of stuff in my 3D printing world. I have upgraded my 3D printing collection. I got rid of my Bamboo Lab X1C. I sold it. This is crazy. I sold it to a guy in Tampa. Tampa is like at least 2.5 hours away from me. This guy, I listed on Facebook Marketplace. This guy drove all the way down from Tampa to buy this for me, and wound up selling it for $850, which was okay. I mean, the values of X1Cs dropped when the H2S came out. Let's see if I can get this on the camera a second. Oops. No. There it is. H2S. It is big. It makes the original X1C and my P1S look very, very, let's see. Let's get this camera right. Makes them look significantly smaller. But anyways, yeah, I sold that, and then I bought the H2S. This is a printer that was announced, beginning of last week or something like that. And it's basically the same exterior as an H2D, which is their flagship, which has dual nozzles, but this has a single nozzle. And instead of being $2,500 out the door, this was like after tax and everything, I think it cost me like $1,600 to my door. So a lot cheaper, but you get a lot of the benefits of an H2D. And the printer just seems so good. I mean, the quality of it, it's just amazing to me how good 3D printers have come. And I thought the other Bamboo Lab printers I had, the A1, the X1C, the P1S, were really great printers, best printers I've ever had. But the H2S sets a new bar. It's so polished. It's quiet. I don't know that you guys can even hear it printing right now. You probably can't. It's a great printer. So I have had a lot of fun going through that process, and I'm looking forward to building bigger things on the H2S because it does have a significantly a significantly bigger build plate than the other printers. So I've been spending a lot of time messing with that. Rexy's got to go to a doctor's appointment. I need to go. Catch you all in the future. All right, Rexy, that's fine. Watch playback. PJ, full disclosure, I've dislocated my other shoulder, so within a month and a half, I've dislocated both shoulders. You dislocated the other shoulder on another crash on the V10F? I think the EUC gods hate me. Well, I don't know. You have to review your falls, I guess, and maybe you're falling in a way that is not good for shoulders, which is possible. Like when I had one of my worst wrecks on my electric skateboard I used to have, I went and I hit something in the bike lane that stopped the board, and I wound up diving forward with this arm extended, and I landed kind of here. And to this day, like if you look at me in a mirror, you can see that this side is shaped abnormally compared to this side, and it's because of that accident. So yeah, I don't know, but dislocating shoulders is not a good thing. Have you been able to pop them back in yourself, or did you have to have a medical professional do that for you? Oh, this was group rides. You know that you ever see that video I did, PJ, about group ride dynamics? Yeah. I'm not a big fan of group rides either. There's some people that's all they want to do. But yeah, no, that does happen. If even if you're paying attention, if someone else is not, and they quickly cut you off, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of screwed. So yeah, sorry to hear that, dude. I think the last group ride I did was when I was in California last year. That's the last time. Spartacus, repping for the live stream. If you already hit the like button, thank you. If you haven't, then please smash the like button to like the stream and subscribe. Yes. Yeah, let's see what am I up to here. 50. Let's see. I have 15,532 subscribers currently. You know, I'm nowhere close to the biggest EUC content creator on the planet, self-proclaimed. Zen or Lee. That's we're going to be talking about what he's been doing and how some people have been reacting to it. That's part of my notes. All right, so let's talk about notes. Let's refer to my notes. First thing I had on my notes was I don't think I've talked much about Begode and their direct to manufacturer or direct to consumer model, and how it really I want to go on their site and look at it. You can look with me, I guess. Share screen. Entire screen. Sure. And there we go. Share. This is what you're presented with when you get to the Begode site. Very fancy. Wow. A female riding a C8. All right, so let's look at see if they change anything. So the race with its introductory price was like $2,400, right? Now they've shifted it up to $2,990, which is still a great bargain overall compared to what. Well, can you get a race from a dealer yet? I don't know if you can, but anyways, this pricing is very. Look at that, $1,900 for a Master Pro, new. Let's see what other prices jump out at me. X-Wave from $3,099. Panther $4,400. All right, so that's not a huge savings on the Panther. ET Max $3,600. Yeah, so some of these prices don't blow you away, but a lot of them are very, very alluring. And people have been saying how this could potentially squeeze out dealers, right? And I don't think that's true, because I mean, an educated EUC consumer, if like say they buy something from a I don't know, like from a vendor directly, like Amazon or In Motion, they sell on Amazon or Begode. Even though you do get a warranty on parts, I mean, trying to get them serviced, I don't know what kind of arrangement like Begode has if they are trying to utilize US-based service centers, because there are a number of people that are doing repairs here in the US for multiple dealers currently. So maybe Begode is going to tap into that network. But the main thing is if they are selling at a significant premium to dealers, it's going to obviously impact their sales. And when you compare this to In Motion has been doing this for a while. They've been selling direct as well. But typically their pricing has been more or less in line with dealers, except when they do some of the crazy blowouts, like when they had the V12 for $999, or they got rid of those V13s for $2,000. Those are prices that dealers cannot match. But for the most part, In Motion prices have been in line with dealers, so they're not undercutting them as much, at least. But with Begode, I'm curious what their end game is here. I'm curious if they're just trying to increase their profit margins, because obviously if you cut out a middleman, a dealer, because typically it seems like what a dealer lists a wheel for is not quite, but close to double what they pay. So if Begode takes a nice chunk of that profit margin that dealers would take and just add it onto their wheels or onto their bottom line, and they still can sell the wheel at a significant discount, maybe they're just looking at that. But it's kind of a short-sighted viewpoint, I think. And Begode has made a number of short-sighted decisions, I believe, in the past. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But I am very curious if they're going to keep this up, and what the impact is going to be on various dealers, because they cannot compete selling a wheel like selling a Master Pro V3 for $1,900. They cannot do that. Stop. So yeah, and even like they're even undercutting like the more direct distributors like Leam, Next Gen. Their pricing at least was better than them as well. PJ, they pumped me full of propofol. I thought it was fentanyl, was what Michael Jackson. Isn't it fentanyl or is it propofol? No, I think you're right. I think it is propofol. You're right. And fentanyl. Okay. I think I was communicating with aliens from Crab Nebula. Oh, wow. Nice. Buggy Danny says, How sells? I didn't know that How was selling wheels. What is his? Oh, wait, HOUEUC. I thought I knew his. Yeah, HOE. Okay, let's share this again. Huh. Okay. Evidently, he is selling wheels. Is this new that he started selling wheels? Last time I was on his site, I did not realize that he was selling wheels. All right, so what's he selling? In Motion, Begode. And he's in China. He's giving you a free charger if you spend more than $2,000, free fast charger. Panther, that pricing is actually lower than Begode.com. Huh. Interesting. Arrow for $1,800. They're selling NOSFET wheels, Kangsong wheels. Interesting. And veteran wheels. He has the Oryx. Oh, and the race. Okay. He's selling the race for less than Begode. Yeah, but I wonder if he's probably charging shipping, because I think Begode is not charging shipping. So let's say I wanted a race. Well, I'm going to add the race to my cart. You got a fast charger. See, okay, shipping fee. It doesn't tell you the shipping. So yeah, you're going to pay hundreds of dollars in shipping costs from China, and it's going to take a long time. So yeah, I mean, for a certain type of rider that's going to do most of the work of the wheels themselves if they need it, this is a fine option. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens and how. Like if you're buying from Hao Nin, he's in China, so like where do tariffs work into this, right? I don't know. Bottom line is, I'm not going to be buying from China any of my wheels, but I am very curious how that is going to affect things down the road. Larry says the price on the C8 is pretty sweet. Yeah, it is. It is a good price. So yeah, that was my thoughts on Begode Direct. Kind of like it's a new chapter in Begode potentially being short-sighted, because there's been lots of examples of that in the past. All right, next on my list. Oh, okay, I did talk about my H2S printer that I got. Bamboo Lab H2S. Now there is one of the things with because when Bamboo introduced their printers, tons of people copied their system. They have what they call an AMS system, which is a separate box that holds multiple color spools. Default size is 4 spools. And the way that you print something multicolor with a Bamboo Lab printer is it creates tons of waste. If you have a layer on the print that has multiple colors, it prints one color, then it has to go through an unload process of the old filament. It has to load the new filament. It has to purge it for a period of time, so all the old filament is out of the nozzle and doesn't contaminate the color. Prints with that next color, and then if you're doing other colors, it just repeats the process. And what this does is it generates a ton of waste, known as poop. You can have a small print that, if it has a lot of color changes, you can generate incredible amounts of waste. And it's just, for me, it's just been like a fact of life that if you're going to do a multicolor print, you're going to waste a lot of filament. And the holy grail has been who could come out first with a printer that does not have that kind of waste, multicolor printer that does not have that kind of waste. And actually, the first printer to market that I'm aware of that does this, it was recently announced, and it's on Kickstarter, I think. The Snapmaker U1, which, let's see, pull that up. Pull it up just so you see what I'm talking about. Okay. Share screen. Okay. So the way this works is you have a filament connected to each one of these carriages here. So when you want to print in a different color, it goes through a process where it just loads that carriage onto the print head, and you're good to go with basically no waste. It's the way that multicolor printing will be in the future for sure. But the crazy thing about this printer is, it's like I said, it's on Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter price on this printer, and this has a build capacity bigger than a Bamboo Lab X1C printer, slightly. The Kickstarter price on this is $799, with an expected retail price when it's off the Kickstarter of $999. So that pricing is really, really good. Really good. There's been a number of content creators that have had these, done reviews in them, and the reviews have been very, very positive. It's done a great job. The waste has been significantly less, and it's inexpensive. It is very inexpensive for what it does. So even though I am very much a fan of the Bamboo Lab ecosphere, and I really don't want to get anything but a Bamboo Lab printer at this point, Bamboo Lab now is going to be forced to be competitive with a printer like this, which is good. It's good for us, because Bamboo, actually, the same time that they announced the H2S, they also announced a new multicolor printer called the H2C, which does exactly this. Same idea, except it has 6 carriages instead of 4, but the same idea to cut the waste out. So that's great, and that's supposed to be available sometime this year yet, actually, believe it or not. So, and they showed some footage of it in action. It looks really cool. And actually, they said that there supposedly is going to be a way that you could convert an H2D or an H2S to this. They call it the Vortec color changing system or something like that. But yeah, this is the way that multicolor printing is going to be done in the future. I have no doubt whatsoever. I think they were just trying to overcome the engineering hassles and challenges to make it happen, but it's definitely going to be a thing. And the fact that Snapmaker is able to do that for less than $1,000 is pretty impressive. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good for everybody, because it's going to hopefully keep the pricing down. I would hope. So, yeah, like I was briefly considering buying a Snapmaker, but I'm like, I'm all hooked into the Bamboo Lab ecosystem now. I don't really need to change. So Spartacus says, in regarding to my question about tariffs, if you buy from one of these places, Begode or How Ning Ning, the importer will pay tariffs. So if you are the importer, you pay more. Yeah. That's gonna, yeah. I don't. I mean, it's like a roulette wheel with a tariff. So what's the current tariff on China? I don't know. 50%, 130%, 10%. I don't even know. That's another reason for me to not buy directly from China. PJ says ketamine is the Matthew Perry drug, which they also gave me the second time. Not pleasant. Told the ER doctor they should change the name to liquid purgatory. Really? I've taken, a painkiller for something years ago, long time ago. Was it Percocet? I think it was Percocet, but I didn't like the way I felt on it. And there's people that get addicted to painkillers, and if it's Percocet, I don't understand it, because like I had this horrible paranoia. And it was, I think I took one and then dumped the rest of them out. It was terrible. Yeah, I'm not into I'm not into getting addicted to any sort of drug personally. Brian McCann, flux capacitor from the wheel. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, that's a Govee light, actually. You can, the default, with this kit, that is the default configuration, but you can actually string these together and make something much more complex, bigger if you want to. But I kind of like it just like it is. So what's the EUC drama? Well, I don't have the EUC drama, but I was just talking in general about EUC drama. I mean, EUC drama has been around for a long time. people talking shit about other people, like, and I've been involved in some of it. Like there was a good period of time where I was consistently calling out when people were doing ignorant things, in my opinion, on their wheels, dangerous things, endangering others. I was calling people out a lot on that, just because I thought that it was important to do so. So people realize that this isn't okay. Eventually, I got tired of it because it did lead to drama. I had people snapping back at me, because in general, people that do reckless things, they don't like to be told they're being reckless, right? And they don't want to be told they're being irresponsible. They don't want these things. So I took a lot of flack for it, and I basically kind of submitted to Darwin, and I just came up with the feeling that if someone's going to do something stupid, that's on them, and if that stupidity leads to severe consequences for them, then that's their problem, right? And unfortunately, the thing I really hate, and I still hate it, is if they do something like that and it affects somebody else, someone that was not involved, someone that has absolutely no reason to be affected by someone else being reckless on their wheel. But it happens anyways. Speaking of which, this is a little different, but it kind of ties in. Let me cross off what I've talked about. I'm sure most of you have seen that video that someone posted in New York City, where it picked up after supposedly a guy in a Volvo cut off a guy riding his wheel in New York City. And I mean, in New York City, I mean, getting cut off that's like a every 30-second thing, right? Driving in New York City is crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, the video picks up and this guy is tailing the guy in the Volvo and saying, what does he say? I bet you won't stop. I bet you won't stop, or something like that. Because the guy in the Volvo is angry as well. And as the guy on the wheel goes by the Volvo, he evidently punched the rearview mirror and broke it on the Volvo. Then the video cuts to the guy in the Volvo has stopped. He's gotten out, and he is angry and he is aggressive. He is not happy with the UC rider. The UC rider kind of is intimidated. You can tell he kind of backs off. The driver actually picks up his wheel. I don't know if it's a Blitz or I don't know, or X-Way. I don't know what it was, but picks it up, throws it down because it started to spin out, and then he picks it up all the way and just drops it on the ground. And the EUC rider said, "Hey man, I'm gonna lose it on you," or whatever, but he didn't. And I guess what happened, I guess I should back up. The whole reason that it got to a point where the car was stopped and the EC rider, they had a confrontation, is the EC rider, I guess, was trying to get away from the guy in the Volvo because the guy in the Volvo was pissed off once he got his mirror kicked or punched. And the rider crashed. He crashed. So that's why this face-to-face went down. But anyways, the guy picks up the wheel, throws it down, and basically challenges the EUC guy to fight him, more or less, and the EUC guy does not. And then it cuts again, and the EUC rider is riding away quickly, and as he makes a left-hand turn and gets on the street, or gets on the sidewalk, he crashes again for some unknown reason. Probably, I don't know, it's probably freaked out, probably a little bit scared is what it seemed like. So yeah, I thought that was a really bad visual. I think that those kind of things happen a lot more than we know about, especially in New York City. I think there's lots of incidents where EUC riders impact vehicles, impact people, bikes, and we don't hear about it. This one, a lot of people heard about. But to me, it kind of made the guy in the EUC seem like a punk. I don't know who it was. I'm not sure. But I thought that was, it was kind of ugly. Kind of ugly. PJ says the Snapmaker U1 was the one I thought you would purchase, but I am looking forward to reviews of your new bamboo printer. Yeah. No, it's Snapmaker seems nice. I mean, one of the things that I wanted was a larger format, which H2S has. It has a bigger format than build plate than the U1 as well. I'll be able to print very large things, which I will definitely be testing. Brian agrees. Percocet is awful. Yeah. Dale, you're here. Dale, someone said that you were going to be out picking up your Oryx. Are you not picking up your Oryx, Dale? Brian says, show offs bring unsafe around others. Not cool. Yeah, no, it's not cool. But I mean, God, if I counted how many times I've seen examples of people just doing that kind of stuff in group rides since I started in the hobby, I mean, it's countless. I couldn't even tell you. Dozens, if not hundreds of times I've seen it. So my UC journey. I remember when you called out Yoshi. Well, that's one of my favorite videos. Actually, it's funny where I use the split screen, and there's three people, the three of me. See, I was in the middle, being myself, and then I think on the to my right was someone that participated in group rides and used group ride dynamics as an excuse for bad behavior. And it's funny that term group ride dynamics is something I got from Marty, because I remember he used that as a justification for what happens when people ride together and they just try to do stupid things to one up each other. And then the last version of me was me imitating Yoshi, because one of the things that Yoshi does, I assume he still does it, is he would, while being on marijuana and drinking, he would be riding his wheels and then piloting a remote control car at the same time on the street. And he had several incidents where he crashed and the remote control car crashed. And so that was at the point when I was still calling out that behavior. Now I don't give a shit. Whatever. Yoshi can do what he wants to do. But and ever since I did that, Yoshi was not a fan. He never has been a fan. But that's okay. It's fine. Yoshi wears like spikes on his gear and stuff. Which it's an odd thing, because you think having spikes in your gear would not be good for using your gear as gear, but I think it's more about the visual. Dale says, can't stay long helping out at the food bank. Cool, dude. That's a noble cause. Dale says the drama between Zen and Prima has been hilarious. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that as well, Dale. I saw some of your comments. On Zen's posts, and they were actually nicer than I thought they would be. Zen. I mean, I've been a fan of Zen as well. I've known Zen for a long time. But I think he definitely is just trying to use drama to drive views at this point, which is okay. It's a viable strategy, but it is going to definitely open you up to some criticism, I would say. EUC Rhode Island. Oh yeah, the guy in the Volvo had a Slipknot shirt. Yeah, he was not messing around. Brian said the other day I saw a EUC rider on a vid punch a truck mirror. It broke mirror pieces in his hand and arm, but removed it though. Really? It's so stupid. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of outcome you think you're going to get out of that, other than something very, very negative, potentially dangerous. If that guy is a concealed carry weapon holder, has a pistol in his vehicle, I don't know that you should be punching his mirror. Flying so high 07. I guess you're into drones. That was a stupid incident. EUC rider was a dumbass. Nowadays, 2-2, that stupid move. Yeah, I definitely don't think anyone, or at least I didn't hear anyone say that the EUC rider was in the right for his actions. I don't think I saw one comment that said that. Flying so high. What's your honest review about the Arrow? Be honest, man. I'll be honest. I haven't ridden it enough to give you tons of feedback on it, because shortly after I got the Arrow, I got the in motion V. Oh my god, the Emotion V. Oh my god, the V12. Thank you, the V12S. I got the Emotion. That's how long it's been. I got the Emotion V12S very shortly after getting the Arrow. So I needed to focus on the V12S. So I haven't gotten back to the Arrow. Like, I want to adjust the suspension on the Arrow. Larry told me about a few tweaks he did to his, because of one thing I thought about the Arrow was out of the box without me tweaking anything. The suspension was a little less plush than I would prefer. And Larry made some changes to his settings that has greatly helped that situation. So I want to do that to mine too. I just have to get back out and riding again, which I can do now. I believe from this point on, I'm removing restrictions on myself, and we'll be riding again. I will be playing pickleball again. Blah blah blah. Yeah, can you see? You can't even see it behind me. There you can see. That's another thing I spent money on in the past couple weeks. That is a Selkirk boomstick. The new hotness in pickleball paddles. $333. Yes, that. I did not misspeak. Very expensive. It's supposed to hit like a tank, and I'm hoping to test it tomorrow for the first time. And wait, hold on. This is a boomstick. It actually comes with additional weights on these sides, on the side of the paddle, and it's supposed to help make the sweet spot bigger. So I will find out. And it's supposed to have a really good spin, a very gritty surface, and hit hard. So those things are normally good for your pickleball game. But anyways, flying so high. The Arrow, from the use that I've had on it, I've been pleased with it. Outside of the suspension not being quite as plush as I like, but other than that, yeah, it's a great wheel. On my range test, what did I get? 36 miles? No, 31 miles. Yeah, I think I got 31 miles in the range test. Small, light. I mean, it made the V12S feel kind of heavy, to be honest with you. So, and which it is heavy compared to the Arrow. PJ, talk about EUC drama. This whole drama triangle between Alan, Roger, and Dawn always struck me as a bit weird, especially the people sticking up for Alan. He never did return her wheel, last I heard. Well, there's her wheel was trashed. It went into the lake, or the river, actually. It was it was not rideable. It was dangerous. But there's a whole soap opera behind everything that I'm not going to talk about. And I don't think any of those people talk about it either. So just it's well enough left alone, is my opinion. But there is drama there for sure. There is plenty of drama out there in California. Marie Smith 50. Hey man. Hey Marie Smith 50. How you doing? I don't think I've ever seen you on a live stream before. So welcome. 1 second. Welcome. EUC not Rhode Island, Ireland. Didn't I say Rhode Island last time? UC Re? All right. Sorry, man. All right. I will make a note. Well, that's true. You do have a Gaelic symbol there. Guess I should have put 2 and 2 together. Ireland. Okay. Marie Smith, what are we talking about? Let's see. We're talking about EUC drama. We're talking about 3D printers. We're talking about manufacturers cutting out dealers. Let's see. What else are we going to talk about? I still have several things to talk about, actually. But yeah, there's a lot. And we're talking about I don't know. We talk about whatever, really. We talked about my skin cancer surgery. Brian says, Ireland, it's my island. Well, I mean, my last name is Duffy, so I'm pretty sure I have some Irish in me. UC Reed lived in New York, and yeah, it's crazy, but that guy was lucky he got his wheel back. Yeah, I guess. And Brian talking about how that EX30 was trashed. Yeah. Yes. But I do believe she still wanted it back for whatever reason, but as far as I know, she did not get it back. Brian taking advantage of one of the member perks of getting a free super chat. Did you see Marty Mountain on Oryx? No, I did not. No, I've not. I've been trying to I'm trying to be more productive with my time and get certain things done. And most of Marty's videos being so long, I don't have the time to watch them. So no, I did not see Marty Mountain on Oryx. You or feel free to spoil it for me. What happened? Did something bad happen? Stan, the man. I thought Dawn was in rehab. How is she getting in drama? I mean, she's not doing. I don't know. I don't know if she's doing formal rehab right now. There is drama though. Believe me, Stan. So Dale is going to be getting his Oryx today. Congrats, buddy. Very excited for you. Brian says, let us know on Boomstick. Yeah, I'm going to do a review on it once I play with it for a little bit. But it's interesting. It's an interesting combination because a lot of times when you have a power paddle, a paddle that hits hard, you sacrifice control. You sacrifice the sweet spot. And when you say sweet spot, what that means is if you hit a ball, sweet spot in the middle. But if you hit a ball up here or up here, it can be not very forgiving, and you can be highly inaccurate if you don't hit the sweet spot. With a paddle like this, supposedly it has a larger sweet spot and is more forgiving, despite it being a power paddle. So that's a pretty unique combination. So I'm curious to see if it lives up to the hype. I've heard tons of people rave about this thing. I saw Jack Sock. He's a former tennis player who's been playing pickleball professionally for a couple of years. He's a Selkirk affiliate. And they did a little spot for him where he was serving as hard as he could to see what, and they had a radar gun out there. And they wanted to see the top speed that he could clock hitting with the boomstick. And I think the top speed that they got on the radar gun was 78 or 79 miles an hour, which is crazy fast. Like if you serve normally 60 miles an hour in pickleball, that is crushing it. So to have him hit a ball that hard was pretty crazy. Dale's got to go. Volunteer work starting again. All right, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Spoiler, 100 plus miles achieved. On what are we spoiling, Brian? Oh, wow. All right. So Flying So High is contemplating selling my Sherman Max so I can buy an Arrow. I love the Sherman Max, but with parts being hard to find and no longer made, it's making me want to sell it. it's an awesome ride though in range. Well, dude, I mean, an Arrow is such a different wheel than a Sherman. Oh my goodness. I mean, it would be a totally different experience for you, man. I mean, an Arrow is so different from an original Sherman. You got suspension; it's much lighter, much more nimble, much smaller diameter wheel. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a Sherman Max is comfortable. It's at higher speeds. I mean, with an Arrow, it can cruise. I think it redlines at 35, something like that. But I never take my Arrow out of the 20s, so that's a tough call. I mean, the Arrow is a great wheel, but it's not like a Sherman. So it's a matter of, if you're looking for something like a Sherman, an Arrow is not it. But the Arrow is a great wheel on its own, but it gives you different things than a Sherman Max does. This is the Cliff Notes version of Marty's video. Did 100 plus miles at 25-mile-an-hour speeds. Okay, that's great. I mean, there's a group of people out there that get their jollies doing these ultra long rides. Marty being the leader of them all. I mean, Marty, I don't know. I mean, Marty's life revolves around riding wheels, and for long times, for long distances, for many hours. My life did not revolve around that. So, but good for Marty. I'm glad to hear that. Flying so high. I also have a Lynx. Just want the Arrow for. Oh, okay, so you have a Lynx. Want the Arrow for local store runs and fun. Oh well, I mean that is perfect for that. I thought you were talking about like a 1-for-1 replacement for a Sherman Max. Yeah, no, it's for that kind of stuff. The Arrow's great. And once we get out of rainy season here, I'm hoping to take wheels like the V9 and the Arrow to my job, my commute to my job, which is only between 2.5 and 3 miles away. Just take a wheel. But during rainy season, there's such a good chance to get stuck in thunderstorms that I don't do it during the summer, and also it's hot. But this winter, I would like to do that more. I've only done it a couple times since I moved here, which is crazy. So yeah, I do want to do that more. And the Arrow is a good wheel for that. Brian says, "I love the long ride videos." Do you? Okay, yeah. I mean, and there is definitely a section of the community that they love that. I don't know, and I think maybe I used to enjoy it more than I do now. But I don't. Yeah, I don't have the patience for it now. Hold on. Okay. Flying so high. It's between the V9 and the Arrow, but I like Leaper Kim wheels. Well, okay. Yeah. Now you open up another bag of worms. The V9 is a great scoot around wheel. Super convenient. Has a lot of features that an Arrow does not have. An Arrow has more power. An Arrow has better suspension. But the V9 has a lot of nice tech as well. It has the USB ports. It has the Find My technology. Has a Bluetooth speaker. Has additional side lighting, and it's significantly less expensive than the Arrow as well. So, and $50 less if you use my code. If you buy it from InMotion directly, that is. So yeah, that's tough. I mean, if you are a Leaper Kim fan, then yeah, sure, get the Arrow, even though it is technically a NOSFET wheel, right? But V9 is a bargain. I think the V9 is one of the best values still out there in EUCs, in my opinion. Primo, man, Primo. What is Zenly doing, man? I saw. But I haven't talked about this yet, but it's on my list, Primo, about the stuff that was Zen and Primo. I might as well talk about it since you're here. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, Zen has been kind of relying on drama and some of it self-produced to generate views. And he and Primo, feel free to correct me if I say anything inaccurate. But Zen did a video. Zen apparently has a axe to grind with Rob Fail, and since Rob Fail is now running Next Gen, he has an axe to grind with Next Gen, and he keeps calling them a dropship dealer and that doesn't basically offer any customer service. And he used a video that Primo did. Primo has a Commander Pro Max, right? Yeah, Commander Pro Max. That he got from Next Gen that has some issues. None of the issues have anything to do with Next Gen, but there were some QC issues with the wheel. And Primo did a video about that, about the issues that the Commander had. Zen took that video and he portrayed it as the main problem wasn't that the wheel that Primo got was defective from Extreme Bull. He kept steering it towards it was Rob in Next Gen. Like somehow it was their fault because they don't have service centers. That meant that Next Gen was bad. And it was really didn't make any sense. And then Primo did a follow-up video to clarify because Primo didn't like the way he was portrayed. And Primo didn't like the fact that Zen did not give him proper attribution. Zen thought that just saying Primo's name was enough, but he didn't actually link Primo's video that he used for a lot of that video in his description. So Primo pointed that out, and Primo also made it very clear that his issue was not with Next Gen, and in fact, he actually recommends Next Gen and has had a very positive experience with Next Gen. So now Zen has been going back and forth with Primo, and Primo posted, was it yesterday you did that, dude? Where you're wearing the Zen wig, and I think it was yesterday or maybe this morning, I don't know, where he was basically mimicking Zen's style of videos. He had a Zen wig on, he had Zen glasses on, and he did a whole 5 or 6 minute skit mocking Zen. It was very funny. It was very funny. Primo's done this stuff before. He is funny. But now Zen just released a video today, and Zen uses AI to make his thumbnails. Obviously, like his videos that are trashing Rob and Next Gen. He's obviously having AI create these thumbnails, with a semblance of Rob, not actually Rob, but a semblance of Rob. Today he did a thumbnail. Primo also went up to New York City. He participated in the Oryx demo day up in New York City, and he was riding the wheel. And Primo is not. I don't know. Primo. I think Primo said he's 5'4" or something like that. So the Oryx is a big wheel for him to ride. But Zen made another thumbnail of an Oryx with what looked like a gnome, a gnome that he identified as Primo riding the wheel. And he shit talked the whole time, just making fun of him and opened up the video, acting like Primo was next to him. He too short to be on camera. So yeah, it's escalating. It's escalating. And this is what I mean about axes to grind. I mean, I don't think Primo gives a shit about Zen. I don't think he gives a shit about him. I think Zen sees this as an opportunity because if nothing else, Zen knows that drama brings eyeballs, right? But the downside is if the drama is manufactured or what that drama is based upon, it can hurt your reputation overall, and he might be doing damage to himself long term in exchange for short term views. So that's probably not the best strategy because, as far as I know, I think Zen is trying to survive exclusively as a content creator. He does a lot of self promotion. all of which Primo pointed out in his skit, which was quite funny. So, yeah, you should check out Primo's channel if at all if at all possible. And yeah, I'm guilty of finding that stuff funny as well. But I've been on the other side of it where I've been involved in that drama as well. So I've seen it by both. I've seen both sides of it, but I don't believe in sensationalizing just for the point of bringing eyeballs. And ironically, to me, before Rob became the one running next gen, like with his YouTube channel, like that's I have uh, made critical statements in the past that how Rob himself seemed to do that to a degree with his personal YouTube channel, kind of sensationalized, kind of uh, uh, put misleading titles for videos and stuff. So it's kind of ironic that Zen is hitting Rob when I've seen Rob kind of do similar behavior, but Zen is kind of taking it to a new level. It seems like. So, anyways, yeah, that was exciting stuff. Zen and Primo, and I don't think it's done yet. I don't know. Well, I don't know, Primo. You tell me. Are you going to answer back to Zen's latest video, or are you just going to let it drop? What do you? How much energy do you want to give to this whole thing? Because I don't know how much energy it's actually worth. Because every time you answer back, all that's going to do is really give him more ammunition to generate more views on the drama. So, uh, Brian says every time I try to get on the V12 Pro to continue learning to ride, it rains here. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. PJ found new pickleball paddles at Walmart for about $15. Think I found the perfect Xmas gift for you. Yeah. Well, I did a video where I bought a cheap. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, I bought a cheap pickleball paddle on Temu as an experiment. I was curious how shitty it would be, and the answer was very shitty, extremely shitty. It was like $30, something like that. And I actually keep it. I keep it in my bag just in case, like if I have a temper tantrum and I want to like smash something. Actually, when I first got into pickleball, I remember one time I got mad and like an idiot, I had my $200 paddle and I banged it on the court and I broke the corner of it. And so I've been known to sometimes like throw a paddle up in the air in frustration. And I have gotten better about that. I try not to do that. Try not to make a spectacle of myself. But I've kept that paddle just to destroy, basically, because I played a few games with it and it was absolutely terrible. It felt like I basically had a piece of plywood with a handle on it. It was terrible. So, and I still have it, but so $15. I don't know. It might be a piece of shit. It might be okay. I don't know. Brian, drama farming for clicks. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on, in my opinion. And I don't know if you ever noticed, but I always try to be measured with my responses. And like if I say something, I always try to clarify that it's in my opinion. I am not the type of person that likes to enforce my thoughts or beliefs on others. I'm fine with expressing mine, but I don't want to give the impression that I think people should think what I think or do what I do. I just give my opinion. Um, and why I said that, I don't know. Let's see. I drank my Cayman Jack. Do I want another one? I had yesterday. I had 3 of those Alcolos, those 8% Alcolos. I felt like crap afterwards, man. I was. Oof, those things hit you hard. They hit you very hard. All right, I'll get one more, just so we can talk a little bit more about drama. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. There's a segue. If you saw my channel, you probably saw this, but this is my first significant print that I printed on the H2S. Sorry, this is a snap together Star Wars TIE Fighter model. It's like awesome, right? It's only 2 colors, but it's awesome. I like it. I'm going to take it to my office at work and look at it every day because it's awesome. Okay. Simon says to Primo, your video was the funniest thing I've seen all year. Yeah, it was pretty good, but I've seen Primo do similar things before. So no, he definitely has skills in that area. Yes, I like the way he called him Lenzy. Yes, and it's funny. Like Zen he did a number of his videos wearing like they're like clear, like they almost look like protective lenses, like you would wear like if you're running a I don't know, like a power saw or something. He was wearing those. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe they're prescription. But then his latest video, he had on his reflective glasses for some reason. So maybe he took issue with Primo making fun of his eyewear choices. I think Zen's getting a race as well. Have a good race. All right. Okay. Primo says that my description of the events is right on. Good. Good. Tom, holy shit. Tommy's here. Oh, I'm going to have a grabber. Shit. Justice for Primo. Tommy. I haven't seen Tommy in a while. Yeah. I mean, Tommy to a skit that had Tommy and Primo together, that would be amazing. Because Tommy is really good at this stuff too. Really good. At just improvising. So yeah, Vibes is here. Justice for Primo. That's right. He's dealing with extreme bullshit. Yeah, well, like he said, I guess he got his replacement motherboard that hopefully is going to fix his issues, which I assume was facilitated by Next Gen, right? Brian, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Even Brian is already a channel member, and he contributed a $2 super chat as well. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Very generous of you. Primo, I haven't seen his rebuttal. Oh, dude. Did you see the thumbnail, Primo? Tell me you saw the thumbnail. Hold on. I'm not going to play the video. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I mean, I would think the thumbnail is enough to incite you. All right, here we go. It's the top one here. Primo test the Oryx. Yeah, that is, and again, he's utilizing AI to make these, obviously. But yeah, that's and he's been releasing these to his members first. So I mean, if you're a member to Zen's channel, you're getting this this content quickly. This was only released 2 hours ago, Primo, and it's 407 views, and your name is in the title. It's in the title. So wow. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Zen's just trying to promote you. I doubt it, but you know, I think he likes to promote himself more. There we go. So that's what you have to look forward to, Primo. Brian Duff, try video arcades. Yeah, no. Well, I used to be in arcades, not video arcades. Well, yeah, I guess they are video arcades. I used to just call them arcades, though. When I was growing up, I was in arcades all the time. God knows how much money I spent in arcades. Yeah. Yep. Primo. His rebuttal will probably aggravate you, I would imagine. Nature Vibe says, with the fast charger, I still think the Lynx is the wheel that absolutely does it all. Yeah, but what about the Kingsong F18? That's one of my notes that I wrote down. I've been critical of Kingsong, partially because I bought an F22 Pro, and that wheel had issues with it that I thought didn't make sense. The primary issue I had with it was the pedal dihedral angle was extremely steep, and it had no adjustment whatsoever. It was so steep that I couldn't ride more than 10 miles without my feet and ankles hurting, and it couldn't adjust. So that annoyed me. Spend that kind of money on a wheel and not enjoy riding it. And then they come and they release the F18, and guess what? It has adjustable pedals. Oh, great. The other thing with the F22 Pro is they just released a new firmware for it, and they said, "Oh, we're going to unleash more power." At the time the F22 Pro was released, it was the highest voltage EUC out there. Was it a 5,000 watt motor, I believe? Very, very high specs. But people kept complaining that the wheel was beeping at like in the mid 40s. It didn't make sense. The wheel spec wise should be able to go much faster. So now they are releasing a firmware that ups the power cap. Evidently, that wheel from the factory, F22 Pro, they PWM capped it at 60%, which is a crazy low number. 60%. Typically, a wheel will cap at 80%, and with the ability for you to adjust it higher if you want to, but it's 60%. So that's the reason that the thing was beeping at 45 miles an hour. So now that they saw the error of their ways, and now they are going to allow people to set that number higher. So it's stupid. But then with the F18, it's basically a wheel with Link specs, similar battery, same voltage. Has a mid-mount suspension, but it's 4 shocks instead of 2. But it's like a improved version of the Lynx. And I've been critical repeatedly on social media whenever I think what's her name, Joan or Joanne Zhang. She's one of the Kingsong reps that keeps posting on social media about the F18. F18 so great. F18 this, F18 that. And I kept posting stuff along the lines of F18 would have been great if it was out 2 years ago because it's a Lynx competitor. But anyone that wants a Lynx has a Lynx by now. So what is the big deal? And then the F18, they're posting all these pictures of production, and the wheel's great. I haven't even heard a price on the F18, and I don't know. I don't even know where you buy one. Let's see. Does eWheels have it? Yeah, Kingsong has this ridiculously long hype cycle for their wheels, but they don't make them available. I'm looking on eWheels. You can look with me, I guess. Let's see. There's the F22 Pro for $4,000, which is ridiculously overpriced. Let's see. Any F18 to be seen? Anybody seen F18? No, I do not. All right, let's look at alien rides. Do they have an F18? F22? $500 less than eWheels, by the way. Let's see. Any F18s? Not seeing it. Nope. Okay, so two of the bigger dealers in the United States do not have them on their site. What if we go to Next Gen Mobility? Other.org. Let's see. Do they have an F18? Okay. Do they even sell Kingsong wheels? Next Gen? Maybe not. No, they don't even sell Kingsong wheels. So, anyways, that's my point. They are hyping the F18. You can't buy it, and you don't even know what the damn thing costs. It's ridiculous. And like I said, anywhere that I see her posting this stuff, I'm like, this is dumb. This is just, King Song is dumb, and I'm sick of them being dumb, because I used to really like King Song, and then they're just kind of dumb now. But I guess Joanne noticed, or I guess noticed that I've been posting this stuff, and I got a message on Facebook from her that just, all it says is KS F18. That's it. I gave it a thumbs up, and then I responded, huh, what? And she hasn't responded anything further. So I don't know what that means. She told me the F18, and I don't know. I don't know if that means that she is mad at me for saying negative things, or she wants to talk to me about the F18. I don't know. But yeah, I think King Song really doesn't know what they're doing when it comes to getting wheels to the consumer in a reasonable amount of time, with features that matter, really. EUC Re, Zen's really interesting. He likes the Oryx. Yeah, I don't really do drama. Yeah, he loves the Oryx, right? He loves it. You like my TIE Fighter print? Yeah, you can do much, much more. I got this on a website called Galactic Armory. They have, I'm just giving you a quick example. .3D printed. That is 3D printed. You can buy these things already like aged and painted, or you can just buy the 3D files. But like that's a whole armor set, a Mandalorian armor set, tons of guns. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean, you can make accurate looking reproductions with a 3D printer and a little bit of patience. So Galactic Armory's pretty cool. I paid $4.99 for the file to make that TIE Fighter, if you're wondering. PJ, print your own paddle on your H2S and try it out. Now that would be interesting. Yeah, actually that is on my list. I do want to do that. And with the H2S, it wouldn't be very hard to do. It still would probably have to be 2 parts, I think. I don't think I could get the entire paddle on. Yeah. It'd have to more likely be a 2-part print that I connect with cement or something. But I want to do it. I think it would be interesting. You're right. I agree with you, PJ. I put that on my Pickled You YouTube channel. Show the print again? What do you want to do? You want to see the TIE Fighter again? You want to see this? Yeah. It's let's see how many parts is it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 parts altogether. Come up with this. Brian, Zen Lee has 500 miles on his Oryx now. Yeah, well, I guess that's he did his Oryx review that everyone was waiting for. I think that's what the title. He took a little bit of Trumpism there. You know, everyone's waiting for it. You know, the elusive everyone. He did his review. I had to admit, I did not watch his review. Jeremy Duger, Len Z. Yes, Len Z. He's still monitoring the chat, I think. Brian saw the thumbnail. Oh, Primo saw the thumbnail. Hope his video is good, because it's going to take more than a 5-second AI pick to battle. I think he talks about you for maybe the first 3 or 4 minutes, and then the rest of the video. The majority of the video is about. I guess it sounds like he's not real thrilled with InMotion presenting that like there was a contest to see who'd be the first one to ride the P6 up to its top speeds, when it wasn't really a contest, where Brian Dillard was already over there to do that kind of testing, so he wasn't happy about that. Oh, talking about the P6. The last live stream I did, Marty was in, and Marty, if you know anything about Marty, like Marty likes to brag about having the inside scoop on things, right? And like knowing about stuff ahead of time and being the go-to source. For some reason he gets off on that. But we were talking about InMotion and the upcoming wheels, and how InMotion had published that they were going to be doing a mega long-range wheel and a high-performance wheel. And during that stream, Marty said definitively, he said, InMotion is not going to be doing a high-performance wheel anytime soon. 2026, maybe. That's what he said. And he was wrong. Marty was actually wrong, because we know that the high-performance wheel is here and is going to be coming to the masses sooner rather than later. So, it's a rare thing when Marty makes a mistake. So I need to point it out when he does. So, yeah, he was wrong in that one. Brian says our generation grew up in arcades in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, well, I mean, my first arcade games that I played was like the original Asteroids, Space Invaders, Pong. I actually played Pong in the arcade. So yeah, I dropped so many quarters in the arcade as a child or in my youth. I couldn't even tell you how much money I spent. Brian asking for Primo to confirm his height. Now, Primo is definitely taller than the thumbnail. Brian, F-18 better be less expensive. Well, yeah, it better be. But it's ridiculous that we're at this point in the promotion of the wheel and nobody knows what the price is. Right? It's crazy. In my opinion, that's crazy. How are they not telling people what it's going to cost? Lindsay, yes. Lindsay did call you a midget. That's not PC anymore, right? I thought it's not politically correct to use that word, the M word. I thought I heard that somewhere. Yeah, I just mentioned it. It's the P6, actually. At least that's what it's referred to on their promotion, Larry. The P6 is supposed to be crazy fast, and they're throwing examples of it being 93 miles an hour. They're putting that in their promotional materials. I hope they're not saying that it can go 93 miles an hour with a rider on it. That would be crazy, if not suicidal. But yeah, no, I'm interested about the specs, though. Am I interested in owning one? No. Jeremy says next gen has F-18. What are you talking about? F-18s? Not that I see. Did I miss it? Shop. Okay, looking. They have the F-22 Pro for $3,200. Oh shit, they do. No shit. Look at that, same price as the F-22 Pro. Okay, thank you for that information, Jeremy. $3,200 for that. What do you think about that? And that's next gen pricing, so that means other dealers will be selling it for a lot more than that, probably. Hold on a second. $3,200. Okay. Did I miss anywhere that King Song had mentioned a price? I have not seen it. The F-18 looks interesting. I hate that it has that crappy low res display on it. There you can see the 4 shocks. I've seen tons of short format videos on the internet of riders doing crazy things on it, crazy climbs. Let's see if there's anything. Gets a 5,000 watt motor. Just looking if there's any information in here. 2,700 watt hour battery, same as a Lynx, because it's the same battery voltage, 151 volts, 100 millimeters of travel, which I believe is more than a Lynx. It's a tubeless tire. One of the things they pitch is that it's a modular design. It's very easy to remove the motor on these. That's nice. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. But I mean, my general opinion on it, and we'll see. But it's too little, too late. It seems like the industry has moved past this format, these specs, right? Okay, it weighs 88 pounds. Oh shit, I'm doing this without showing you. I'm sorry. Weighs 88 pounds, 10 amp charger. Yeah, I don't know. My prediction is they are not going to sell a lot of these. Not saying that it's going to be a bad wheel. It's just not the right wheel at this time in the cycle. The Lynx came out what was it, around 2 years ago for the Lynx? I'm not quite sure, but it's a pre-order. Okay, so they don't have them. So what is the availability? No, it doesn't say. Hold on, guys. Texting and streaming don't go together. I know. Almost done. Have to take care of business. So anyways, yeah, F-18, I don't know. Too little, too late, in my opinion. Too little, too late. So I wonder if they abandoned the four corner suspension idea already. You know, they said they went more for mid mount for their suspension. I wonder if they have tried it and gotten away from it already. So I don't know. F-18 is a non-issue. I don't think it's going to have much of an impact on the community at all. That's my feeling. Yes, Jeremy, 3,200. Brian, King Kong is hard to find, it seems. Well, I remember when the F-22 came out, because I actually bought that from Alien Rides, and I originally inquired with Jason at eWheels about it, and he said that he was intentionally not ordering those wheels because he was so burned with the S-22 and other recent, the S-19, S-16. I think he has some issues with those as well. And he was tired of getting burned by King Song, so he was kind of taking a wait and see stance with the F-22. Now, they eventually did add the F-22 to their site, but they were not one of the early adopters of the F-22. Yeah, I don't know. King Song seems to have lost their way as far as I can tell, but whatever. Brian, King Song should send you a free F-18. You test it, then it'll take off your hand. Then I'll take it off your hands. Yeah. Well, if they send me one, sure, I would test it. Of course, I would test it, but I don't know. I have a feeling that they won't. But if they do, sure. Brian, Judge Dredd 3D print. I've seen the Judge Dredd mask before, Brian, right around his dread. It wouldn't offer very good head protection, though. PJ, what nozzle size do you use for the majority of your prints? I print exclusively in 0.4. You can print now with the H2S. I might be trying some bigger nozzles, the 0.6 or the 0.8, for big prints, because it can dramatically save time in exchange for resolution. So I probably will be experimenting with bigger nozzles on the H2S. But all my other printing has always been with 0.4 nozzles. People are adopting the judge instead of Judge Dredd, Judge Duff. Yeah, sure. My UC journey. Marty is wrong on a lot of topics, actually, due to his overconfidence. Yeah, it's funny. I saw. I don't remember the specifics. It was a post on Facebook, and somehow Marty was mentioned by one of the commenters, and he said, and he was saying complimentary things about Marty, and one of the words that he used to describe Marty was humble. He called Marty humble, and when I saw that, I'm like, humble, really? No, that is not a word that I would use to describe Marty. I would think he's the opposite of humble, actually, and yeah, he I don't know, he I don't know, I don't need to talk about it. But yes, Marty does get things wrong, but he doesn't like to be wrong. And if he's wrong but he thinks he's right, he will argue that point vigorously. My EC journey, I can mention a few other topics where he was dead wrong. I can too, but it's in the past. But I think he takes pride in being in the know and supposedly knowing things that he thinks other people don't know. For some reason, that gives him a rise. Brian says 3,200 for the F-18 is too much. No, I agree. I think it is too. EUC I don't think Marty's ever been wrong, even when he was. Yeah, well, I think there are people in the community that kind of believe that, actually. That Marty is God. He's God. Although, I mean, just listen to Zen. I mean, Zen is the most viewed electric unicycle rider out there. He's the biggest. He's the best. Let's see what's left here. Let's see. The only other thing I have on here. Oh, I did two things, actually. Those of you probably know Maribel out in the San Francisco area. Maribel, who's associated with Alien Rides. Maribel, who has a YouTube channel. I think it's called MV Fit or something like that. I think MV_Fit. She's been doing videos for a while, and Alien Rides apparently let her try the race first, and I don't think they're doing themselves any favors. Like I'm sure, I don't know Maribel at all. I'm sure she's a nice person, but I mean, the videos that she makes, I don't understand them. Like she's talking about the race, and she's at a distance and with no microphone on in a area with lots of echo, so it's very hard to understand what she was saying. But one of the things she did say about the race, which I'm like, what? She said that she thought that the race would only be good for someone no bigger than her size. Yeah. I mean, the race is 100+ pound wheel, I think, isn't it? She said that it kind of, she thinks that if you're any bigger than her, it would feel like a toy. I I think I actually played it back and just to make sure I heard that correctly. I'm like, what do you mean that the wheel's only good for someone your size, not bigger? That was weird commentary. And then the rest of the video is her just basically like shooting down at the speedometer, going in the 20s with tons of wind noise. I mean, it didn't bring any value whatsoever. But if people were looking for significant information about the race, I don't understand. Like if that was Alien Ride's official race video, I didn't get that at all. And it's interesting, like with Alien Rides, there has been some rumblings about some bad support from Alien Rides lately, which isn't something you ever used to hear before. But you've heard of people having issues getting solid customer support from them recently, which I'm surprised about. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're struggling business wise. I don't know. I do know that I got my Kingsong F22 Pro from them, and they did give me a nice discount to get it through them, which I definitely appreciated. But when I ordered that wheel, it was advertised to arrive. They didn't have any more in stock, but it was advertised to arrive mid-February. And I don't believe I got that wheel until May, I think. And I did notice that there was no proactive notification to me of what was going on. Like I always had to keep reaching out to them, and the answer was always, it'll be another few weeks. And there didn't seem to be a big concern with keeping me in the loop. And I've heard that repeated from other people. And what's the guy that rides around with Go George Go up in Connecticut or whatever? I guess he was getting a Panther. He ordered a Panther through Alien Rides, and he had just really, really bad response to his inquiries because again, the wheel was delayed, and other dealers were delivering Panthers to customers, and Alien Rides just they didn't have them for some reason, or they didn't. He didn't have it. And he got sick of it, and he canceled his order. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else has any insight with if there's some sort of issue going on with Alien Rides, but there has definitely been some talk about less than stellar customer support from them, which again is something that I'm not used to from them. But I think the industry in a whole, I don't know. You have things like Begode going direct to customer. Things could be worse than we know. PJ, what GPS unit do you use with your EUC rides? I have a Garmin. It's a very old Garmin. It's right here. You might be able to find one on eBay. It's a Garmin Forerunner 301. That's what it is. That's what I use. But I only use it on range tests. But I like it because it's big, it's simple. If I want to check my GPS speed, it's very easy to just flip my wrist up and check it out. Hey, Wheelie Brady's here. What's up, buddy? Brady is out on the West Coast in California, I believe. Isn't that not correct, Brady? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Appreciate it. Brady, y'all going to AMP? No, I am not going, Brady. I started out the stream talking about how I haven't even touched an EUC in a couple weeks because of I had some skin cancer surgery that makes wearing a helmet not a good thing. I'm getting over it now, so I should be able to resume riding, but I have not even been riding. Larry, Maribel may be a fast racer, but as a TV personality, she had no charisma and seemed bored throughout the video. Oh, so you saw that video? And yes, she did say the race was only suitable for shorter riders. Yeah. I don't think YouTube is made for her, Larry. I'll just leave it at that. And she is she's a great racer. But it's but if Alien Rides is like using her as their as their public-facing face to promote wheels, I don't know that that's a great thing. I know she's on the Alien Rides race team, right? Larry was not impressed with the Alien Rides the one time he dealt with him, the S18. Okay. I dealt with them. Let's see. I got a Beggo T4 from them. Did I buy any other wheels from them? It might have just been the T4. So I got the T4 and the F22 Pro from them. But I heard other people saying positive things about them, and I bought some parts from them as well. And those parts were shipped out quickly. I was pleased with my part buying experience from them. Whatever happened to Yuko? Yuko is still in business as far as I know, Larry. But you never see them on social media, or at least I don't. Let's see. I'm on the Yuko site. Yuko, is that still their site? Okay. Everyone's loading up these full screen videos for their site. Okay. Let's see what wheels are selling. I see this is a little busy here. Okay. Okay, it's not a good thing when they are promoting the King Song Special Edition EUCs. Let's see. Okay, they have V9s. Code 16X. You can get a 16XS. I forgot about those. It's funny you can still buy those new. So I mean, they have a V14. Oh, okay. They have the F18 on here, F22 Pro. Okay, so they do have some of the modern wheels. So yeah, they are still selling them, but you don't ever hear anything about them. So I don't know. Because I thought they moved to Vegas, right? I don't know. But Yuko, I mean, when Yuko first came around, they did a lot of promotion, a lot of pitching, and it just kind of went away. I'm about ready to wind this down. It's about 10 o'clock. Like I said, I do have to go back to school tomorrow. Back to work. Oh, okay. Brady's in Colorado. Why did I think you're in California, Brady? Okay, cool, dude. Good for you. That is a damn nice place to live. And Brady promoting the live stream by hitting the like button, encouraging others to do that. Thank you. Let me see. I did have a poll up here, which I haven't mentioned at all. Let's end this poll. The poll was, do you enjoy EUC community drama? The winner was, I don't have an opinion, 37%, yes, 34%, no, 28%. So pretty evenly split, actually, between yes, no, and don't have an opinion. Interesting. Okay. I would say, let's see, because I didn't vote. Do I enjoy it? I would say overall we're better off without it. So I guess I would say no. Rexy's back already. Doctor said I will live. Okay, that's good news. Brian, speaking of Go George Go, I need to check up on his channel. It's been a while. There's not much to check up on. George seems to, because the guy that was talking about the alien rides issue, like I said, it's one of George's buddies, and George was on that video, and they were joking about how George has said multiple times how he needs to get back into making videos, and evidently George has a motivation problem, and he has not been able to consistently motivate himself to make videos. And based on what it was said in that video, I don't think that's changing anytime soon. So, but yeah, I've seen a lot of George's stuff, and I find him entertaining. How much are the Oryx? Well, if you get it from eWheels, it's $5,000, right? Yeah, it's $5,000 from eWheels, unless you change the price. Let's get off of Go. Let's go back to eWheels and look at the Oryx. I think it's $5,000, and I think the Oryx and the Panther are the same price, which is kind of crazy because to me the Oryx is a superior wheel. Yeah, $5,000 for the Oryx. And let's see, where's a Panther? Panther, $5,000 for the Panther. So yeah, I mean, I think $5,000 is ridiculous for a wheel. But when you compare these two wheels and they're the same price, an Oryx and a Panther, I use this comparison a lot. I know I do it a lot because it's an effective comparison. But if someone said, Duff, here's two wheels, here's a veteran Oryx, and here is a Pagoda Panther, you can have one of them for free, but only one. I would take the Panther 100 times out of 100. I said the Panther. Oh, shit. I would take the Oryx 100 times out of 100 over the Panther. But that's just me. That's just me. Okay, so sometimes Brady's in Cali. Okay, because I thought I've seen you riding with some of the California riders, but okay. PJ's got to go practice German, no problem. Sounds like a good endeavor. And yeah, I probably need to see how long I've been streaming for 2 hours. Just crossed the 2 hour mark, so that's a pretty good effort for a Tuesday night. I did finish up all of my notes, but it is helpful for me to have notes. I think I need to stick with that. Do I think that I'm going to resume a regular streaming schedule? No. It's going to be whenever I can do it, and whenever I feel like I have enough things to talk about, I will be doing them. Brian says prices are too high. I got my V12 for $9.99. Yeah, I talked about that. How InMotion was doing that blowout where they had V12s for $9.99 and the V13s for $19.99, which are both crazy prices, but those were obviously excessive inventory clearing situations. But that was a great deal. Yeah, that was a great deal. But these $4,000 and $5,000 wheels, I don't know. I think that maybe companies are overestimating how many people have that much disposable income to throw at wheels that expensive. I think maybe they think there's a lot more Martys in the United States than there are. I don't know, or maybe there are. I don't realize, but it's out of my budget. I couldn't without selling other things. There's no way that I would drop that kind of money on an Oryx. There's just no way. No way. My EUC journey says top end EUCs are still 50% cheaper than top end mountain bikes. Yeah, I think you might have mentioned that before. Someone did. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like electric assist mountain bikes are crazy expensive. Sleazy laser. Oh, look, my first Twitch. This is streaming on Twitch, by the way. My first Twitch chat, and it's a freaking bot trying to sell views on Twitch. Let's see. Can I don't know that I can easily do anything to him. What can I do to you? I'll try to do something to him. Oh yeah, I can't. Okay. Guess you're on Twitch. I'm limited in what I can do to him, but yeah, this is streaming on Twitch live as well. On Twitch, my handle is Duff67. All right, UC Reed, nice chat. Thank you, man. I will go about converting this to a live stream. I'll probably do it see, my brain is going. I'll convert it to a podcast tomorrow, so you can listen back to it 5 years from now, just like I've been doing to my old live streams, and that will post probably later tomorrow. And but yeah, I think that's all I got for now. Feeling a little tired. I do appreciate everyone stopping in on short notice once again. And look for this on replay. If you missed what's went on earlier in the live stream, you can always go back and check it out again. So I think that's all I have for now, guys. I will talk to you again soon, and hopefully be posting some regular writing videos again soon. And till next time, Duffman out.